Alafia to the fam. It's your people's Babalawo, Esuwale Adigun, and I'm back with another video for these spiritual streets, family. Will the curse continue to follow 4extra? That's the question that a lot of people been asking me. Will the curse continue to follow 4extra? Now, for those who ain't been following the situation, the previous video that I did regarding this is in the description. But essentially, 607 Unc and 4extra, who are both content creators, got into an altercation. 607 Unc is a very spiritual person. He had some spiritual items with him. They got disrespected in the process. Next thing you know, 4extra essentially almost blows his entire hand off on 4th of July. I guess he loses some fingers or whatever. That video is up as well. So what people want to know is, will the curse linger? All right. Y'all know me. I like to use teaching situations. Okay. That's why I'm the people's Babalawo, because I have to find ways to relate to you guys so that you can get information or lessons and apply it to life. So we look at the nature of a curse, or the nature of a hex, or the nature of working spiritual things against another individual, right? There's many ways that negative energy moves through a person's life. Okay? And in the case of 4extra, it's going to come down to some factors. All right? If 607 Onk indeed, okay, let's put it like this. If 607 Onk didn't intentionally mean to do it and it was just a reaction from spirit, it's going to have a different effect than if 607 Onk intentionally nail somebody to the wall, right? Spiritual afflictions move differently depending on how they were sent out. Okay? What does this mean? Let's say somebody did not intend, right? Somebody did not intend to do wrong to somebody, or not do wrong, but get retribution. Let's say get retribution. Because in right or left hand is not truly wrong or right. It's just or unjust. Were you justified or you wasn't justified? If you can justify it, then you did it, right? So let's say if somebody sought retribution. They wanted to hex somebody or curse somebody, whatever the case is. Those type of workings will tend to linger, although they may not come on as aggressive in the beginning. This is when we get into things like layering work on top of it, right? Like, okay, the goal of cursing somebody is to bring misfortune into that person's life. The way that misfortune enters that person into that person's life is by creating series of unfortunate events that are triggered by spirit. I hope that makes sense. I hope y'all following me, man. Because I'm going a little deeper for those who may not be used to getting this type of information, right? Cursing somebody is you essentially trying to bring misfortune in their life. And the way this is done is by a series of unfortunate events that take place that end up putting them off their path, which leads to imbalances, which leads to bad things happening. We'll talk more about that. When you unintentionally do something, it's more of a reaction. This is when I say unintentionally do something, I mean like somebody disrespected you and then it was a whip effect. Whap. That's more of a reaction. from spirit, right? That's more of like something will happen more aggressive in the beginning and then kind of fade out. Unless you really violated in a way where, like, I'll give you an example of this. Let's say that you were walking down the street and you seen something on the ground, and that something on the ground was left there by somebody spiritual for something baneful or things of that nature, and you pick that thing up. That's something that can linger with you because it was intended to bring harm, and you basically picked it up and you took on that energy, and now it's a part of you, right? So those type of things, yes, they can linger. But when it comes to more of like disrespecting a person and a flip effect, something more aggressive may happen and then it'll kind of fade out. So in the case of 4extra, will that will that linger? That depends on the nature of how that spiritual affliction started. Personally, I think it was more of a reactionary thing. This is why we seen that aggressive explosion of the hand. But here's a part that people don't think about. That situation could make or break certain aspects of his life, depending on the lessons that he learns. He disrespected the entity while in a rageful, prideful state of being. Okay? He could continue having these instances take place if he continues with that character and mindset. Now, if he is able to have a change in character, it will wade into the past. He will continue his life and make progress, right? If what was done was intentional and 607 actually worked him with the mindset of doing that, it will be more lasting. It would be more lasting because of things like layering work. You know, without getting too much into detail on how the left side works on certain things, let's just put it like this. And I can speak from when I would offer retribution things for people, right? A thing that I would like to do is start it off with a divination, see what's currently going on, what path a person is on. Then I do the work. The initial work is to trigger an event that leads the person down a path of alignment that's not aligned truly. Like basically, something happens that leads a person down a path that is not aligned for them, and that triggers a series of other events. So essentially, what's taking place is once the spirit triggers that, there's no need for it to linger around because the person in living life will continue to curse. If that makes sense to you, right? If you were supposed to go this way, and this way is money and success and happiness and family and all those good things, but an event happened to take you this way, the opposite direction, why does a spirit have to keep antagonizing it? You're already on the path of destruction. You see? This is when you're working somebody. You layering work, you keeping it going. So if 607 Onk indeed put workings in for this to take place, he could just keep layering on top of it and renewing that every so often, which is what a lot of us who offer retribution type, destruction type, chaotic type work do. They'll periodically check back in. What's going on with their life? This, and that. All right, put some more on top of it. Boom. So now every time that you try to get right, the spirit will bring you back left. Then you'll continue down that path for destruction, rinse and repeat. You know what I mean? This is how these type of things work, family. If it was just a swift reaction, like a knee jerk, 4extra would be fine. You know, so long as he learns his lessons, so he don't get caught in that position again, he'll be okay. So really, the matter of this is going to come down to how that spirit was set from the beginning of before all of this took place, or before that explosion of the hand happened. What was said and what was done to set it. If it was just a knee jerk, because spirit felt disrespected, so spirit demonstrated. 4extra will eventually, be okay. If it wasn't, and 607 got it in him that he want to keep nailing them, it's gonna be a long ride. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a long ride. If it was a knee jerk and you didn't learn the lesson in it, you will be humbled again. All right. And that's not to say he's just going to be cursed, but something else will occur. You will be humbled again. You know what I'm saying? So it's best to change your character. And that's just me speaking from my own experience, family. I've watched this a long time. I've seen it occur in my life and others. I've been on different sides of the coin. You know, I've been the one that was afflicted by spiritual work or spiritual attack. I've been the one that was sending it. And I'm like a scientist, I like to study. I have a saying. I just like to see the work move. I don't care if it's right hand or left hand. I just like to see the work move because I like to see spirits in action. That's just me. But, I just wanted to basically break this down for the family so that you guys can learn and apply it to aspects of your life when you see work move. What does it look like? Why does some work move like this and some work move like that? You know what I mean? Some of y'all might be on the path to doing left-handed type of work. And if that's what your path is, then that's what it is. So you should know kind of what that looks like. You know what I'm saying? And so I like to bring that type of information to the family. I'm a child of Eshu, right hand, left hand. It don't it don't matter. It's to me it's all the same. And I had a video explaining that as well. Right hand, left hand. Similar things go into both in the end because of the precautions that have to be taken, you know. And for those who may not understand, I'll just give a quick example. If I pull negativity off of you, it has to go somewhere, right? Where's the first place it's going to be looking to go? The person who pulled it off, right? So when I help somebody and I pull what we call Adigun off of somebody, guess where it's going to be looking to go? Well, the person who pulled it off, right? That's going to be the first target. So when you do good, you have to protect yourself just like if you did bad. That's why I say Right hand, left hand. In the end, it's all the same. Because even the person who is doing left-handed stuff, right? Which are baneful acts. The work is negatively affecting the person who's targeted, but it's positively affecting the person who was wronged that paid to have that done, right? If I do good for somebody, it's positively affecting the client, the target, but it's negatively affecting their haters. It's negatively affecting the people that want to see them lose because they're doing good, right? Right hand, left hand. It's all the same in the end. But that's a video for another day. You know, it's all about perspective. So, however 607 Unc dealt with his problems, that's what it is. There's a reason he carries around that spiritual item that was disrespected in the act of what took place. And so, however we look at it, that's his way of protection and defense. So if that led to the explosion of the hand, oh well. But then on the flip side, if 607 Onk utilized what he know to put the word in with spirit and send something, oh well. 4 extras, Egungun should have come teach him the science. If he still has elders living, then they should have taught him the science. If none of that took place, well, oh well. That's what I always say. I'll be like, hey man, your grandmama should have taught you this. Or I'll be like, hey, your gungun should have come tap you on your shoulder and put you up on game. If they didn't and you get afflicted, oh well, that person's gungun did put them up on game. It's fair game. You know what I'm saying? It's fair game. But that's the spiritual world, man. A lot of people wouldn't understand that what I'm saying right now, because they still got a Christian mindset that everything is right and wrong. Just and unjust. Can you justify it or you can't justify it? Hey, that's life. So I hope that y'all grab some wisdom from this. All my aspiring people out here who is trying to get on whatever path that you want. Whether you on the right hand path or the left hand path, you should know this. You should know what it looks like when work moves, whether somebody said it intentionally, whether it was a knee-jerk reaction for a disrespectful spirit. You should know this. No matter what side of spirituality that you're on. Okay? You should know this type of stuff. All right? So that's what it is, family. I'll catch you on the next one. Or dabo.